Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. We're going to have a beautiful day here in Charlotte. It's going to be 88. Yeah, I love it. I love it, y'all. I love when it's hot. This is my season. I love the summertime. I was born in the summer, in July, midsummer, when it be burning hot. But yeah, I love this season. Spring going into summer. But my best season, I'm going to be honest with y'all, my best season, I just love the colors in fall when the leaves change colors. And yeah, I love it. But, Charlotte has showed me something different because their trees turn colors going into spring. So I'm learning new things every day here in North Carolina. Where, like up in Maryland, I love the fall. The fall just like took over me. I couldn't wait till the fall came. It's a certain feeling, a certain smell. But here in Charlotte, I love spring. So spring and summer. So today, guys, I wanted to talk about being in a relationship for a certain amount of time and you don't see that relationship progressing. Right off the bat if somebody really wants to be with you for real. You know what I mean? And people have the habits of wasting your time. And when you see something that's not going anywhere and you're feeling empty inside within a certain relationship, whether it's a mate or just a friend, let it go. Let it go for your peace. Okay? And I say that to say because, people will constantly hold on to something that's really not going anywhere, And then the other thing we have to look out for is like, how we do this astrology thing and we say, hey, I'm compatible with this sign, I'm compatible with that sign, I'm compatible, and you try to deal with the people that you're compatible with because you say it'd be easier to love that person and get along with that person because you already know some of their ways or some of the things that they do or the way they may act. Like, I will say this, though. All my Aries friends are pretty much the same. Okay? I've experienced that, that they all have that shut down game where, they're shut down and you won't hear from them. And then, you got to go seeking them and seeing what's going on and why they're acting the way they're acting because of whatever they're going through, and they shelter themselves from the world. I call it, they have these pity parties, okay? But it's pity party based on themselves, and they just shut themselves out from the world. Now, the Aries friends that I've had, they all like, so male and female. So I experienced that, but I do know that all Tauruses are not alike, okay, especially in relationships. I'm gonna use this for instance. Now, my daughter's a Taurus, my son is a Taurus. My ex that I was with for 16 years was a Taurus. And then the new guy that I just broke up that came into my life, he was a Taurus. And the three that I had in my home, my significant other for 16 years, and my daughter and my son, they all have similar ways. But this other Taurus is totally different. Totally different. So it kind of like threw me for a loop because I was saying, okay, is this guy putting up a mask or he's just not who he's supposed to be? So you got to look out for those type of things, people, and never look at a person based on astrology, because it could disappoint you like it disappointed me. You know, now I know, like, when I got with my daughter's father, he was very persistent. He was very persistent on, you know, and this was like in the beginning. He wasn't playing about wanting to be with me. And that's what people do. They show you that they want to be with you. Any means necessary. Okay. And he put that work in, until we finalized our relationship. And we had our ups and our downs, but I will say that he put work in, and I put work in as well, He would plan things for us to do, He wasn't working because he couldn't find a job. So he would stay home and watch the kids. And he knew it was, kind of expensive for me to try to always take us out and do things. So he would try to find, like, things that was free to do, just a little bit of gas, for us to spend time together as a family. And it worked out, It drew me closer to him, Like, one time I came home from work and I was off that Sunday. And I said, well, what we going to do, Because I was only off 2 days, one day during the week, one day on the weekend. And I would say, well, what we going to do, I got to pay these bills, so I don't want to spend so much money. But, what are we going to do? He said, well, we can go fishing. And I said, yeah, my uncle used to take me fishing all the time. Let's go fishing. And he never knew my uncle used to take me fishing, that it was something that I was used to. But he brought it up, and for him to bring it up, meaning it was something different that he wanted to show me, or something new that we can try together outside of what we've already experienced, which meant creating memories in our lives, And we was young, well, not too young. We was in our 30s when we met, So we was trying to reevaluate life and how can I say it? We were trying to build a life, together, and, people used to laugh at us and be like, y'all on a world tour. And I would laugh, and, what that mean? Like, y'all always together doing this, doing that, going here, going there. This is what we did because we were happy with the relationship we was trying to build. There was no mass up. There was no, falsified anything, We learned to trust each other, I met this man, and this is my daughter's father I'm talking about. I met this man at work, okay? Knew nothing about him, knew nothing about his family, and I was sad one day, and, he talked to me, and we became friends. And when we became friends, I didn't know that he wanted more. He would visit, come through. Hey, how you doing? Just coming to see you. Make sure you're good. I'm like, yeah, And he made up his mind, like, I like this woman, so I'm going to pursue her. And when he pursued me, he pursued to the best of his knowledge and based on what he's seen about me. He knew I wasn't a street runner. He knew I wasn't into just being with different people. He knew that I would go to work and just come home and be at home. Yeah, he knew these things. So he said, okay, I know the approach. When I come at her, After dating, well, just being friends for about 2 months, I would say, and then start dating, we made our relationship official in less than 4 months. Okay. And that was big for me. That was big for me. We decided to hold on. We made that decision. We're going to hold on to this relationship. We're going to go through the ups. We're going to go through the downs. That's what builds a relationship. When you can go through ups and downs and come up out of them, together. Not only did we build a relationship, we had a baby, we moved to a whole nother state together. When people look at your relationships, sometimes they see the beauty in the relationship, but they don't know what you had to go through to get to that beauty. Okay? Or disappointment. I started losing my relationship when I got to North Carolina. And I think the reason being was because we were both here on uncharted land, and we didn't know nothing about the city. We were learning the city, trying to survive all at the same time, not knowing who to trust, and it made it a little bit difficult, We started depending on others to keep us mentally stable outside of our household, because all we really had was each other. However, and then we had some issues with our kids, so that made it a little bit more difficult, not having the friend support that you would have if you're around somewhere where a lot of people, However, after 16 years, we decided, with no hesitation to let the relationship go. 16 years is a long time. I mean, I wish it could have been longer. But, sometimes we have flaws that just won't go away and it won't better the relationship. So sometimes you have to let go in order for the other person to flourish. And we both accepted that, and we are friends trying to co-parent and, do what's right for our child, and live our lives. Now, I moved on and I had started dealing with someone else, that I was a friend with, and I was a friend with this particular person for over 3 years before even dating, so it was a little bit different, but I had to sit down and evaluate the book, and say, okay, well, I've been friends with this person for 3 years, so we've been building something. However, for them 3 years, all that person built was a lie. Okay? Everything was a lie. So what do you do when a person builds nothing but lies? And then when it comes to that time for them to show and prove the things that they said and claimed they wanted doesn't come to term. What do you do? What do you say? You say, well, okay, let me give this person a chance to reevaluate the things that they say they wanted, but then that becomes a lie as well. So now you tell yourself, hold on, wait a minute. So now I'm wasting my time because I said, even though this person lied about the things that they wanted, or in their mind that's what they wanted, you're going to allow them to reevaluate it because y'all are friends. And as time go by, you grow. Okay? But you're supposed to grow for the better, not for the worse. You know? Because every day we get older and older. So if you're growing for the worse, something is wrong. So you tell yourself, you know, is this something you want to be affiliated with? Then you know, see, this is what people always mess up. When you start relationships with lies, you've already made that relationship toxic. Okay? Or forced feelings. Okay? You already made that relationship toxic. Whether it be a friendship or in a relationship. Okay? Once that relationship is toxic, meaning it's built off of false hope, there's no breathing for that relationship. That relationship is dead. Flatlined. Okay? Because the people or person won't come to the table with the true reality of life of themselves. Okay? And that's where things get rough. Now, I have a friend that came to me and was like, you know, I'm tired of giving my all to people. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. And people hurt me. And I had to stop them right there in the tracks. You know, I said, hold on. I'm not the type of person to hurt people. I've never hurt no one in my life. You know, only people that I hurt is those that hurt me. You know, and I'm just being honest with you, you know. Don't allow our relationship to be built based on what other people has done to you. Because then I'm going to start looking at you differently. Okay? And pretty much that's what happened. I start comparing. Because you want to compare me with your past people. Now I'm doing the same thing. Instead of allowing you to be who you're supposed to be. Okay? And see, that's where people mess up at. You know, and it's not done intentionally. You know, we don't do it intentionally. It just, that person makes you feel insecure that, okay, this person will never trust me because of everything that they've been through. So why should I trust them? That's something they have to deal with. But you're not going to string me along on this friendship or relationship that's not real when I could be building a true, real relationship with somebody else that's has put their toxic ways or negative feelings about what other human beings has done to them and ready to move forward in the healing process. Okay? And that's the number one key, the healing process. We all must go through a healing process. Now, when I first broke up with my significant other for 16 years, okay? I say it again, 16 years is a long time, okay? And I've been married twice. I've been with one husband 10 years, one husband 8 years, you know, and that was hell. However, being able to go 16 years in a relationship was big for me, okay? And Gladys kept. Even though we had problems, I was still willing to marry him, okay? Because he was all I knew, you know, and I was comfortable with him. And not only was I comfortable with him, by this point in life, who wants to go out and start a new relationship? You know, it was like, oh no, I don't want to go out there. And them people are strange, you know, and these people today is weird. You know, I want to be with the person that I know can make me happy if they want to make me happy. You know, I can't say what his theory was. Why should I love him and complain? That's what we do. You know, I may not have loved some of your flaws, but that's 2 flaws to 98 of no flaws. But he couldn't understand that. But the flaws that he had was hindering our family. But I was still willing to sacrifice, because that's what love is about. Love is about sacrifice. Even though you have issues going on, a person is willing to sacrifice a part of their love for a person. That's what love is really about. Okay? Understanding that even though you're having problems in a relationship, you deal with it and you know, move on. You know, and I'm going to use this for instance. We had some serious financial issues. You know, we was always, me and my significant other was always wealthy. You know, and the reason being is because I had a very, very good job. And we had a lot of blessings, you know. And the reason why we had a lot of blessings is because our family was pure, you know. And every time he decided to, and he did some cheating. Every time he did some cheating, that's when we would fall, you know. And I told him, you're breaking the link. You know, we have a godly family, and here you are breaking that link and bringing in the devil, and then our family falls, you know. So anyway, long story short, we went through some financial issues, and that happens in relationships. You know, if you can't get through the worst in a relationship, there will be no better, you know, and that's just the bottom line, you know. But we had some financial issues. I couldn't work, and I was always the one that brought in the money. So for him, it was like kind of hard because he's not used to having to do everything. So when I saw that it was weighing him down, as a woman that loved her man and loved her family, I went and tried to find any way possible to make money to help us, you know. And it became that, you know, once I started making that money to help us, I was raking in the dough, you know. I was bringing in, I was like, wow, you know, I took on this thing part-time to help him, you know, and I'm out here killing this thing, you know. So this is better for him, you know, because he doesn't have to worry about all the extra, you know. He could just focus on the home while I focus on the kids, you know, and our household needs. You know, which I thought was going to make things better. However, he started feeling a little insecure again, you know. Because I couldn't, you know, and this is my theory. If you're in a relationship with with someone and they're struggling to make ends meet in a home, you know what I mean? Some women would sit back and watch that man struggle. Some men would sit back and watch that man have to get 2 and 3 jobs in order to make, you know, to maintain life. You know, I'm the opposite. Okay, I'm a little bit different. I'm not going to allow my husband or my mate to work 2 and 3 jobs that's going to kill him, because I want him to be around for me. Okay? So women that do that to me, I feel that they're selfish. Okay? And that's just the bottom line. You know, you have some of these women where their husbands has taken care of them for so many years, and they do nothing. Okay? They just sit back and wait for him to pay the bills, go shopping, whatever the case may be. And then, as soon as that husband decides to leave, they don't know how to make it or maintain. And I've seen a lot of women, especially in the industry, go through that. Because they've been so used to their husbands giving them this, giving them that, giving them everything, and they don't know how to survive after their mate leaves, However, I don't have that problem, me, personally, because I'm a survivor, period, So he already knew I was going to survive. He already knew that wasn't going to be the case with me when he decided to leave. I just had to rearrange some, my lifestyle, So he already knew that. Did other people know that? Maybe not, because they don't know me, and that's the beauty of having a relationship with an individual, because not the whole world don't know you, but they do. You understand? So he was secure of knowing that she'll be all right. She'll be okay. He knew that. So he didn't have to lose sleep at night. And I didn't lose sleep at night. We just had to go through the process of learning how to be around and be with other people, because we was together for 16 years, which was actually my best relationship that turned bad. Have a good day, Mama. Love you too. Baby leaving out for school. And it was hard, my baby felt, matter of fact, she felt abandoned, for a long period of time. Sometimes she still goes through her abandonment issues. But as a parent, and now a single parent, I have to give her that extra love. Now, going into a new relationship, it became a little hard, One, because they didn't realize that we were going through 16 years of, well, not her. She only been through 13 years of her father being around. It's the only man she's ever known. So it was a little difficult for her. And as a parent, I have to pick up those pieces, even though I'm hurting as well, So then I move on to trying to get into a new relationship, and my daughter, she likes the guy, because she's known him for a while, because he was just a friend, Meanwhile, and she told me, she said, well, Mommy, I had other friends as well. And she said, well, Mommy, I would rather you be with somebody that you've known for a long time versus some new person you just meet. Because the new person you just meet, we don't know them. And I'm like, yeah, but you still don't know them. You never know a person until y'all came into a deep relationship and moved in together and, stuff like that. You really never know a person, And I always kept that in the back of my head, So I said, okay, I'm going to ride this thing out because my daughter likes him. She, feels like he will be the better man for me, and she knows that Mommy had to move on, So, as time goes on, you're trying to build this relationship, but meanwhile, I'm still trying to go to work, build my businesses, plus be a mother of a child that feels abandoned at times, and breaks down at times, and I got to be that parent that picks up the pieces. So I don't need any extra nonsense. I just can't have it. That's just the bottom line. I have to be upfront and forward about everything because of what our family is already going through. And then when another person comes in, they supposed to come in to pick up the pieces, to pick up the hurt, to pick up, to give that extra love, And instead of this person worrying about what his people has done to him in the past, he should have been worried about that. He should have been coming in to offer love so that love can be returned. However, he had his, toxic mentality, so he couldn't see the reality of what God was giving him, and then we go months down the line and it's still the same nonsense, and then you say to yourself, okay, time is going by. It comes to a time where you have to let the nonsense go. You're not going to play the back and forth. At least I'm not going to, because I'm on the up and up with everything. And that's how you got to be, people, when you're going into relationships. And I say this not just with a mate relationship, with friendships as well. Okay? You got to let people know how you are and the loyalty that you have. Because once they break that, they did that to themselves. Okay? You hold no hurt inside. There's no reason for you to. This is why I tell people you need to read the Bible, because the Bible will teach you when you should hurt and when you shouldn't hurt. Okay? Even when you love someone. People say, Jackie, you're cold. No, I'm not cold. It's just that God has taught me love does not hurt. And if love is constantly hurting you, let it go, even if you're loving. You've done your part. So if you've done your part and you know you have done nothing wrong, okay, you move on with no problems. It's not that you're cold. It's not that you don't care. It's that you get to a point where you understand what life really is. And you don't have time for toxic nonsense. Now, I took the time, in this past relationship to try to show the person to come and learn new things. Level up. Okay? Because based on what I was seeing was they were still living in a lifestyle that I've leveled up from over 20 years. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go all the way back 20 years to re-level up with this particular person. I'm not doing that. I'm not running around chasing you. I didn't have to chase my 16-year relationship. I didn't have to chase that. So why would I level up? Go backwards. I'm sorry, guys. Go backwards from something I leveled up from. I've been married twice. I stopped chasing men a long time ago. Back when I was in my 20s. Because I didn't have to. So why would I, at this age, start to do something that I never really had to do, that I was doing when I was a kid? I got married at 20 years old, my first marriage. I didn't have to chase no man. That wasn't in my life. He was my man, then he became my husband. I didn't have to chase him. Years went down the line. We decided we didn't want to be together anymore. We moved on. I got remarried. I didn't have to chase him. So why would I go back to something that I leveled up from 30 years ago? It's not that I'm cold. I leveled up from that. It's not that I'm cheating. Because I've never been a cheater. I've never been one to cheat. I have friends. I have a lot of friends. Okay, especially male friends. Because they communicate with me better, and they show me more appreciation than females do, But I'm noticing now, hanging with older women, I see a little bit more appreciation and love, I do notice that. However, when you're in a relationship that you have to dumb down for, it's not for you. It's not for you. And if that person is not putting in the effort to try to level up, it's not for you. No matter how much you like this person, no matter how much if y'all sexually active with each other, and you might enjoy that to the fullest, no matter, that person is not for you because it's going to turn up into a toxic relationship. And that's just the bottom line. That's the reality of life. That's like you driving towards a brick road, a brick building, and you say to yourself, if I keep going straight, I'm going to hit this building and I could possibly die. But if I make this right turn, I'll be safe. Why hit the brick building when you see it coming? You see it coming. Because the person does not want to be on the same page with you. You can't run a relationship if people are not on the same page. You just can't. I got a friend at work. It's funny. I got a friend at work. We just friends, My white boyfriend. He's so funny. He keeps me laughing when I'm at work. And he said, one of our other friends at work had just got a new place. He was like, yeah, over the lake, and we could barbecue, and blah, 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 right? He going on. And I laughed, right? I said, okay, well, guess what? I got a balcony, too, over the lake. And he was like, for real? And I was like, yeah. I said, so what we going to do? Run up and down the road all summer? And he laughed. He was like, hell yeah. Right? He said we could be at his house one weekend and to go over to his house, over to your house. I was like, yeah. So, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because we're on the same page. We think alike. Then one of my friends was like, hey, let's do such and such and such. And I was like, okay, I'm not used to that. But you know what? Let me try it. Okay, and these some younger friends of mine, they had brought to my attention, like with the painting and sipping, that's a North Carolina thing, but I really wasn't into it like that because I really didn't know many people, and the people that I did know, they didn't really do many activities but drink, and that's it, So I'm like, okay, and talk about people. So I'm like, okay, this is not my style. I leveled up from that many years ago, so this is not my thing. We're not on the same page, so I gotta go. However, my friend one of my friends said, hey, yeah, let's do some paint sipping. So I tried it with another friend, and they liked it. I said, it's fun, right? Something new. Creating memories. Even if it's not a mate, it's just a friend. I have a friend. He would come over. We would paint and sip. We would talk about our lives, and the things that we want to do. Dance, laugh. But he had to move. Him and his baby mama. And he was upset, I was upset a little too, but not to the point where, oh God, it's going to kill me, because it's a part of life. People come in your life for seasons and people go. But we had a lot of fun together. A lot of fun, okay? He would come and be like, I just love you. We'd be having so much fun with no worry. And I'm like, because that's what life is all about. We got enough to worry about trying to maintain life, let alone to create havoc in people's lives. Maintaining life is hard. We have to get up every day, go to work, deal with work, deal with the bosses, these unknowns. I call them unknowns, okay? Unknowns and devils, because you run into both out there, okay? People that don't know how to talk to you, people that don't want to work you to death, people that just want to mistreat you because they feel like they can. You run into these things every single day. The goal in life is to create security in your life with people that you can trust and know that they're going to be there when that outside has failed you. Okay? That's the goal of life. For anybody. I don't care how much money you have. You can be rich, you can be poor. But the goal in life is to find someone that you know is going to be there. Whether it be a friend or whether it be a mate. And if you're not showing that responsibility of a friendship, there's no friendship. There's nothing there. And if you give a person ample time to gain that and they don't, it's time to go. Don't waste your time holding on to something, or you're driving yourself into a brick wall when you could have turned right or left and went another way. In other words, don't set yourself up for hurt and failure when you see it coming. People have to be on the same page, I had to talk about, they're wrong for it, social media, and I respond to it sometimes, and the reason why I respond to some of this stuff is because I teach, so people say, oh, you don't have to give an explanation. I do, because I took on a responsibility in the job, and not only the job, I have a whole business license, okay? It's not a game. I have a whole business license saying that I'm a community teacher. I service the community. That's the job that I took on. So for me not to give an explanation on why something went a certain way would be bad on my behalf, because I took on that job to say, hey, I'm going to give this information to the people so they won't hurt going through the same situations. have a responsibility. My loyalty is to the people, to the youth. So they can swerve some things. I know y'all seen that video where my daughter was, what was the name of the song? I can't remember the name of the song, but in the song go, and you be swerving and swerving and swerving and swerving. That's what we do. We learn from others so we can swerve some of this other stuff that could be coming at us. We're like, that missed me. You know how when I can't say like when people shooting at you. Well, maybe the ghetto know about that. When somebody's shooting and you swerve, you know what I mean? Oh, you shot that one, but you missed. You know why you missed? Because I had the information already. I already know how to deal with that. So now I'm going to swerve over this way. You ain't going to catch me that way either. Because I was taught about that as well. That's my job. To get the information out to these kids so they can swerve all this pain. That's my job. That's what I do for a living on a daily basis. I do it on this podcast. I do it online, on social media, and I do it in the streets every single day of my life. That's why I live a peaceful, calm life. So I'll be able to deal with anything that come at me so I can turn around and teach the youth what they can swerve. Because you don't need the pain. There's a podcast, thing on Instagram where they was asking about how long ago did you try to commit suicide? And how long it would be since you last left, since we would have lost you. That's what it says, okay? Now, y'all know I had tried to kill myself back about 20 years ago due to the medical, chemical imbalance, I believe, that was in my brain with all these, the marijuana and the pills that they gave me for depression, But once I got rid of that, I was able to control any emotions. It didn't make me, because we all go through different emotions, but you don't act on those emotions. So I knew when I sat back, as I'm an analyst, when I sat back and I thought about it, I said I would have never acted on those emotions if I wasn't on these things. Okay? And most of the time, that's what's wrong. Why most people commit suicide, because they have chemical imbalances from medications and drugs and different things. However, I'm looking at this content about, how long ago did you commit suicide or try to? And some of these people had 4 and 5 dates. Okay? Once was enough for me. Well, damn. And these people got 4 and 5 dates, like, well, my last, I did it this time. Like, well, damn. Okay, no, we really need to teach. We have to teach because these people are weak. Nobody's taught them about life. They don't want to pick up the Bible. So, okay, you don't want to pick up the Bible. Well, I'm being appointed to teach you guys the best of my ability so you can swerve some things and you won't have to feel like you need to die. Because God is about life. I'm going to do a situation, okay, with my ex-mate, because we now over, They brought it to social media. That means he was running his mouth because I didn't tell nobody. And like even with, sometimes I'd be writing 50, I tell him stuff I ain't told him either. So I'm like, okay, how in the hell he's been running his mouth? But that's how social media knows. He came around, I think I talked about it on TikTok. He came around on a Sunday. I came from work. I said I was going to cook a Sunday meal, And when he called, I said, I'm cooking. He said, okay, that sounds good. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm going to the store to pick up some eggs to make some cornbread, blah, blah, blah. I've always been a cooker. I always cook at home. But since my significant other that I was with for 16 years has been gone, I haven't cooked like that because he was the real eater. He was the one that on Sunday, like, what you making today? And I'm like, I don't know what you want. You know what I mean? And I get in that kitchen and get it going, and then I would laugh because his dad would call and say, what Jackie doing? And he'll be on the phone, tell him, in the kitchen cooking. And then you'll hear him saying what I'm cooking, They'll be like, oh, you think you all right over there, you know what I mean? They get to laughing, because sometimes we would have him on speakerphone, God bless his dad because he had passed away. And I would laugh, like, because he was saying, you got it made, dude. You got it made over there. She get up and cook you your food, But then there was times, he'd be like, you don't feel like cooking? And I'm like, nah. He'd be like, all right, well, we'll eat out. And I'm like, okay, and give me a break, But for the most part, I cooked every single day. Every single day. I made sure my family ate. And then people used to say to me, Jackie, how do you do it? It's called sacrifice and dedication for your family. That's what it's called. You know your responsibility as a woman or a wife inside the household. And you prepare for that on a daily basis. Okay? That's the way it works. I got used to it. It became second nature to me. It's not like, some people complain about it. I didn't complain about it. I knew what I had to do, and I do it. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't going to cook, and we had a family. And the meal has to be on the table. And as long as we got food to put that meal on the table, I'm going to cook it and put it on the table. And make sure he eat. Especially when he has to work. Because he needs his energy. So I'm going to make sure, He started working at night. So he'd be sleeping when I cook. And I got mad because I would cook. And he wouldn't even eat dinner. Because he would get up for work and run out the house. And I'm like, okay, I made you dinner. You going to take it for lunch? But he was a driver, so where was he going to heat his food up at? So he'd be like, no. Put it in the fridge and I'll eat it in the morning when I come home. But then that was bad for him because now he's eating heavy food in the morning and then go to bed on it, So I kept trying to tell him, like, you're going to get sick. Stop doing that. If you come home in the morning, I'm home. If I'm not working, I'll make you breakfast. And then you could just have the dinner for lunch or whatever the case may be. But, we was trying to figure it out. We was just trying, and life just wasn't happy for us during that time. And that's when we decided to let it go. But getting back to knowing when a relationship is not going to work for you if the other person is not trying. You just have to let it go. And that's the bottom line. Now, me and this new guy, with 10 months into a relationship, because I deaded it, and it's the same thing going on 10 months later. It's a wrap. You have to let stuff like that go. Now, I have this other friend. It's a friend. Because before I date anybody, you're a friend first. Because I got to get to know you. Because if you can't be my friend, and do that right, I'm not dating you at all. Okay? So, that's the way I work. And I suggest others to do that as well, because if a person can't hold down a friendship, they'll never be able to hold down a relationship. And you need to know that before you decide to give your life over to that person. That's what a relationship is. Whether it be in a friendship or it's like I got a girlfriend. Okay? And she just moves here. We have a lot of people in common. You know, if she works, I work. And I made a commitment to her, you know. And that commitment was, I know you're going to live your life out there, you know, and you're going to meet new people and, you know, have your friends and different things like that. But when things all fall down, or if you're at your bitter end with the world out there, I'm here. My loyalty is here for you. I'm going to be that friend that's going to tell you the truth. I'm going to be that friend on how I feel things should go. I'm not going to pull no punches with you. And I'm going to help you. We take on those responsibilities when we take on our friends. Okay? And if you're not taking on responsibilities, whether it be a friendship or a mate relationship, then it's not a relationship. Okay? This is how I laugh at that. It's a TikTok or one of them where I think it's Kevin Hart that made it. And he said, my bullshit is your bullshit, and your bullshit is my bullshit. That's the way it works. When you take on that loyalty relationship with that person, they bullshit is your bullshit, and your bullshit is their bullshit. Okay? And that's the way it works. If you love them and you think they're crazy as hell, that's still your bullshit. If you're taking on that responsibility. That's just what it is, people. That's the way it works. But when you try to hide from the other person's bullshit, and this is the reality of it, and not be a part of the bullshit, then you're not true. You're not loyal. That's just like your friend calling you up saying, I'm hungry and I ain't got no food over here. You hungry? Ain't no way in the world you should be hungry, because I'm your friend and you could come over here and eat. Just like the day my friend said to me, he wanted to wash his clothes. He wanted me to wash his clothes. For what? I'm trying to cook dinner so we can eat. You wash your own clothes. You're going to get them washed? But you're not going to take advantage of me while I'm trying to cook us a meal and I got to wash your clothes? It don't work that way. That's not loyalty. But what the loyalty is your clothes is dirty, you need them washed, and you wash them. Because your bullshit is my bullshit. But you're not going to take advantage of me. See, it's okay to use people, but not misuse people. That's where a lot of people get it twisted. If I'm your friend, I'm here for you to use me, but not misuse me. That's like one of my friends knock on the door and say, Girl, let me just stay over here for the night because, I'm about to flip my lid at my house with these people, blah, 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 blah. No problem. I was on my way to do X, Y, and Z. You coming or you staying? Because I'm gone. You said you need a peace of mind, you fall back, or you come with me. But you're there for them to open up and say whatever's going on with them. And you're able to accept their truth. Even if it's a flaw. That's what loving your friends are about. Me and my girlfriend was going at it yesterday. I don't want to tell you the whole story. But we was going at it yesterday. And I'm telling her, I'm like, girl, you so high strung. Calm down. And she's like, but no, blah, 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 blah. So we going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. She said, okay, let's change the subject. All right, let's change the subject. Well, we going down here, we going to get something to eat, we going to have a good time. And that's what we did. It was over. Moved on. People like that is people you can be friends with long term. We had our little dispat. We let it go and moved on and went on to doing something else. That it wasn't drawn out. It wasn't, I hate this. I'm not calling her no more because I don't like this and I don't blah, 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 blah. No. That's not what friendship is about. Friendship and building relationships, if you can't have an argument or a sit-down conversation as adults and move past it, there's no relationship whatsoever. Those type of relationships you have to let go. Know that I'm not going to deal with her for about a month and then I'll go back. No, if we can't get past it that day or the next day, there's no relationship. I want my friends or my mate to be able to call me up and say, listen here, that bull crap you tried, I wasn't feeling. Why did you do that? Give me a chance to explain, or give the person a chance to explain, well, you wasn't looking at this side of things, and this is why I responded in that way, because every action causes a reaction. That's how it works. You don't shut it down and say, all right, well, I'm going to just leave this person alone because they don't want to be bothered, and then you want to come back into their life a month later, and then no, it doesn't work that way. It's resolved immediately so y'all can move on. And if a person can't do that, they're not fit for nobody for real. And that's just the bottom line. Because they don't know how to move on from disagreements. Everything that they do, they think is an argument. If a person wants to talk about something, it's like, I'm going to use this for instance. My ex, he was so upset with me over the not washing his clothes. He told me to lose his number because he wants a slave, not a woman. Okay? And he never once said anything to me about it, but he went outside and talked about it. Okay? Then he told me to lose his number, so I lost his number. Don't tell me to do something and then you turn around and you really don't mean it. When you should have resolved it then. Or if not at that moment because you was busy, you should have been calling the next day. Like, hey, hold on. Now, I had asked you to do X, Y, and Z. Why you didn't do that? Because it really hurt me. Oh, well, the reason why I didn't do it because I had just came from work. And I work a hard job. And I was cooking dinner. And it's no way possible I could have been washing your clothes and folding your clothes while I'm doing all this other stuff because I'm tired and I need rest as well. I would have been able to tell you why I did what I did. So you can get an understanding of you need to have more, be a little bit more sensitive and think about my feelings as well as yours. Maybe if you would have went and said, okay, well, I need my clothes clean for work this week. And you about to cook. You ain't start cooking yet? I don't cook yet. I'm going to go out and get something to eat for us to eat so you can wash my clothes. I would have took it. Just like the content that they had on Instagram. You want me to cook. You want me to wash your clothes. But you're not thinking about me. When you were supposed to say, all right, well, I'm going to take this job off for her by going to get something to eat. And that way she can wash my clothes. And I ain't got to wash my clothes. Yeah, I'll do it that way. He never once thought about how I would feel. You don't want a relationship with a person like that. If they can't sit down and put themselves in your shoes, would you have wanted to cook dinner and wash clothes too after you came from work? Granted, sometimes we have to do it, but this is not a have to do. So why are you forcing me to do something and then you're angry about it because I said no? Then you tell me to lose your number. Okay, fine. Because you ain't going to work me to death. But then don't come back a month later and talk about, well, I really didn't mean it. Okay, well, we need to talk about it then. Because if you really didn't mean that and you shut down for a whole month, something is wrong. You gotta get yourself together. Because we should have took care of that issue a whole month ago. You shouldn't have been telling me to lose your number. You don't even understand your own feelings. Especially after you tell somebody I told this guy one day to lose my number and I meant what I said. And he knew I meant what I said. And to this day, I've never heard from him again because I told him to lose my number. And I meant that. Don't tell people stuff that you really don't mean because they will give it to you. I meant what I said when I told that dude to lose my number. If you really didn't mean it, then don't say it. And that's just the bottom line. Even if you feel like a person could be hurting you, your responsibility to cover your hurt is to find out why they're doing what they're doing. And if you're not getting an explanation because of what you're going through or how you're feeling, get away from it. Everything must be explained. Everything in this world. And people are going to stop living this life where I don't have to explain because of this, because of that. If you don't have to explain it, then you will be by yourself for the rest of your life. Because in this world, we explain why we feel the way we feel. We explain when you go to the doctor. You have to explain why you what's going on with you in order for them to diagnose you. When you go to work, if you're late, you have to explain why. If you got an attitude and your supervisor got an attitude, you have to explain why they got an attitude. Or whatever the case. Y'all get where I'm going with this. So if you ever get to the point in your life where you feel like you don't need to explain, then you don't need to have friends. You don't need to have people in your life. You can't just do what you want to do. God explained everything he needed us to do. So what make you different? You're not God. God has given us a Bible to say, this is what I like, this is my likes, this is my dislikes. This is what I need you to follow. Now I'm explaining this to you so you won't fail. Now, whether you follow it or not, I'm giving you the opportunity and the benefit of the doubt. Now, if you don't follow, that's your problem. You won't be a part of me. So it's just funny how some of these people conduct their lives. You know, I just laugh like you woke up saying, I'm going to be selfish and work for the devil. That's what you're really saying. Because that's not godly. God's people explain. God's people talk things out. God's people come to a conclusion. God's people is patient. Every action causes a reaction. And that's just what it is. And as soon as these people get it, you know, we got a lot of devils out here. A lot of snakes. Serpents. Whatever y'all call them. Foes. We have a lot of different names for them. The sooner you get to be able to sit down and talk with a friend, even if it brings tears to your eyes, and tell them the facts on how you feel, the sooner your life will be happier. You won't go through hurt. You won't expect everyone to hurt you. You know, I used to always say, you know, I'm tired of doing stuff for people and all they do is hurt. You know, they like this, they like that. I can't take it. I'm going to stop this, I'm going to stop that. And I found myself lonely. I said, oh, hell no, I can't do this. Because I be wanting to talk to some adults sometimes because I'm always with the kids. I'm always teaching them. I want some adults around. Hold on. So I learned to express myself. Even if it hurts. Even if I have to bring tears to my eyes. Get it out, move on. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be angry. They're called emotions that God gave us. And He intends for us to use them. That's how we know we're not emotionless. You don't want to be around people that's emotionless. That don't want to show emotions. And if you can't be angry and discipline yourself or express your feelings because you're angry, something is wrong. Your relationships are always going to be temporary. That's one thing I could say about my ex-mate. Sometimes we would go into a yelling match until one of us came to each other and said, okay, stop yelling at me. Let's talk about this. The communication has always persisted in our relationship, and that's what kept us together. Because now we know what's hurting us. Or why we're hurting each other. And we fix it. Sometimes we would go into this. F you. Blah, 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 blah. Until we come to our senses, shake it off and say, hold on. Let's sit down and talk about this, no matter how bad it hurts. We got to sit down and talk about this because we can't go through a screaming match. We don't put it to the side. We talk about it. Everything all right? Yeah, everything all right. All right. What you make for dinner? Because I'm hungry. Oh, I don't know. Let me see. Let me get in this kitchen. It's over. Communication is the key, people. You can't block people out if you call yourself being a part of them. You just can't do it. It destroys good relationships. If you say to yourself that you're trying to be in a relationship with this person. Now, if you're not trying to be in a relationship with this person, then you block them out and let them move on. That's the way it works. Once you have blocked me, that tells me that you don't want to be in my circle. So you move on. I had a friend that I had to keep blocking because he was interfering in me and my relationship. Me and my relationship meant more. Even though I was having problems in my relationship, me and my relationship meant more because I had history in my relationship. 16 years. That's longer than some people's jail bids. So, of course, I had to block him. Like, I'm not going to allow you. I'm not going to be going back and forth with you. Excuse me. I'm not going to be going back and forth with you. I'm not going to be talking to you about nothing. And then my mate is standing in my face like, what's wrong? Who the fuck is... Oh, excuse my language, y'all. Who is that? Why are you feeling uneasy now because of this person? Why is this person even in our lives? Block. Stay out of my relationship. Stay out of my life. I see you when I see you. But then the moment that you say we're in a relationship, things change. That's when you say to yourself, okay, now I have to work on this relationship and fix any problems that come to the table. If those problems are not fixed and you decide to ignore them, it becomes a long-term problem. Which, you know how you pour some water in a cup, okay? And you keep pouring it in that cup, the negativity, okay? And you pour it all the way to the top. Eventually, what's going to happen? The water is going to explode and fall out on the other side. That's what happens when you don't fix issues as they arise. It explodes. And then when it explodes, it makes it worse. Instead of fixing it little by little by little by little. Because when you're fixing it little by little by little by little by little, you're still building a relationship. I'm gonna use me and my friend yesterday for example. We had some issues. We fixed the issues. We moved on. She asked me to do something for her. I did it. She hit me back. Thanks, girl. We good because we fixed our issues. And we didn't really have that much of an issue. It was just there was a third party that came involved. And it was a mess. But anyway, but it was fixed and we moved on. That's the way it works. So whoever told you people that it's okay if you're trying to build a relationship to block people or to ignore people, you're sick. You're mentally ill. That's not protecting your peace. What's protecting your peace is if a person is making you feel uneasy, get rid of them. You can't go back and forth, back and forth. You just don't deal with them. But then have you told them what's making you feel that way? And why they're doing what they're doing? If you haven't been down that road, then it's not them, it's you. Because you're not putting any efforts to even make yourself feel good. Who wants hurt? Everyone should want peace in their life. So if you desire hurt, that's sad. Because being loved is a wonderful thing. Being happy is a wonderful thing. Like, I'm going to use this for instance. Me and my friend been trying to get up for the longest and go out and have fun. Because I had fun with her. But we always working and doing this and doing that because we got bills to pay. Sometimes, she be ready to do stuff. I can, and vice versa. She don't have any little kids. I do. So, time and be off sometimes. But I always try to make an effort to try to call and say hello, how you doing, how's things going, and vice versa. That's when a person is trying, that they want to try to build a relationship with you. Because they're putting in that work, they're putting in that effort. We don't talk every single day. There'd be days she'd be on her lunch break. I was thinking about you. Let me holler at you. And I'm going to give her that time. Because she was thinking about me. Or vice versa, he was thinking about me. Just like the other day, one of my friends called me. And I was in the midst of trying to get ready and stuff. And he heard it, And I was like, I'm trying to go, it's Egypt's birthday. And we going here, we're doing this, we're doing that. But he didn't have to sit down and say, hey, let me call Jackie and see how she's doing. And let's as these young kids call it, let's chop it up for a moment, And so he realized it was getting frustrating for me because I'm trying to talk to the kids and talk to him and get ready and I'm looking for clothes. And so he just said, I'm going to let you go because I see you real busy. And we'll kick it again. And I'm like, okay, I'll talk to you soon, People don't have to call you. People don't have to text you. But when they do, accept that. Because there's going to come a time where no one is going to text you. No one is going to call you. So I give people the same respect that I want. Okay? If they call me, I'm going to talk to them. Unless I'm doing something really, really, really busy. That I really can. I'll be like, look, I'm going to call you back. And then that'd be the first thing I do. I call them back. And I make sure of it. Because I want them to realize that I'm loyal. So if I say I'm going to call you right back, I'm going to call you right back. Even if 10 things happen in between. And then I'll get on the phone and be like, hey, Oof, I just went through. God, let me tell you what I've been through. But since the last time I spoke and I said I was going to call you back. Because life situation happens. But this is what I went through, but I'm getting back to you. I'm here. What's going on? That's the way you treat your friends. But when you look at your friend as being an option or just someone whenever you choose to think about them, they must deal with you. No, it don't work that way. So even in a relationship or in a friendship relationship or a mate relationship, if a person hasn't shown you within 6 to 10 months or a year that they're not trying to change, to constantly be loyal to you, let it go. Just let it go. And that's just the bottom line, people. Okay? Because they're fickle with themselves and they would never be happy with themselves or anybody else. And that's just the bottom line. Okay? And you don't have to worry about, oh, they're going to have this best life with somebody. You don't have to worry about that. Because the same thing that they showed you, they're showing everybody else. And they have work to do. They need to get it right. They need to know their play and stay in their lane. And that's just the bottom line. And if they can't get that together, they're going to always be dealing with different people here and there, everywhere. Okay, I keep my friends for a long time. I got friends from 30 years ago. Okay? Because I know how to treat people. I know how to not step over boundaries. I know how to stay in my lane. I know how to put 100% into a friendship. Because that's what a friendship is. 100% of you. I could be at work right now. And if I call my girlfriend and say, girl, I need your help. Can you go and get my daughter because X, Y, and Z? And then she said, okay, well, I'm over here doing blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, at least you tried, but you're in the midst of something, so I get it. But I can't be mad with you. So just think about these type of things before you bring these people into your lives. Because we're in a time where we need to be focused on living and not hurting. Loving and not hurting. Okay? We have to learn to love better, people. And if the people around you are not loving right, let them go. Do not put yourself in a space that you really don't belong in. That you're subjecting yourself to hurt for no apparent reason. When you could be around people that's going to show you that love and show you that understanding and sit down and talk with you when you're going through things or whatever the case may be. And not just overlook. I had to delete a few people out of my life recently. Every now and again I delete people. When I see the negativity starting to come in the toxic ways, when they're not thinking about your well-being, just their own, I delete you. You gotta go. I don't care who you are. And I tell people all the time, I'm not scared of nothing but God and the IRS. If you are playing the victim and you're playing wicked, you gotta go. And that's just how you have to look at it. You have to go. You can act like you was bullying me. You can act like you getting up something over on me. But no, I was giving you a chance. And now the chances have ran out. There's no coming back from that now. Because you didn't see the reality of how to deal with someone that really cared about you and cared about your well-being and cared about your success. You let them go. You'll get used to it. Meet some new people. I meet new people every day. Just like my ex. He was a cute little thing. But I meet him finer and finer every single day. It's like it's just the level is leveling up. And I'm like, okay, I see y'all out here. Where I couldn't see y'all niggas before, I see y'all. So don't allow yourself to be caught in this bubble that you really don't need to be caught up in. That's why we meditate. So we can open our minds and open our hearts and be able to see the reality of what's right in front of you so you don't hit a brick wall. Who wants to hit a brick wall with people? When you know that person could be there to benefit you later on. Why? It's like my friend used to always come and say, you know, you the best for me. So if you know I'm the best for you, then act like it. You the best. Okay, so if I'm the best, then act like it. If you're not showing me that I'm the best, then scoot. Move on. Because that's what your mind is telling you. But your heart and soul is not telling you that. So you move on. And let it go. Don't hold on to nothing that does not want to be kept. And that's just the bottom line. If it wants to go, let it go. You are not going to continue to put me on a side until you're ready to deal with me. No. You have to deal with everything that I come with. Because my bullshit is your bullshit and your bullshit is my bullshit. The moment that we say we're best friends or we are in a relationship, that's the way it works. And if you can't handle the person's bullshit, you keep it moving. And find another friend to deal with their bullshit. I got a lot of friends that I deal with their bullshit. I call myself their friend, so I got to deal with their bullshit. That's the way it works. The moment that I say, you know, I ain't dealing with you no more. Like my significant other used to say, I have a friend here. And sometimes she'd be outside hollering. I said, what's going on? And my my significant other would say, well, where you going? I said, my friend down here hollering. I got to go see what's going on with her. And he'll tell you, that ain't your problem. Yes, it is. That's my friend. Because if I'm outside hollering, she coming. Believe it. So if she out there hollering, I got to go. That's my friend. He used to shake his head like, you so crazy. No, I'm loyal. The moment that I said that I was going to be her friend, even though she a little touched sometimes, her bullshit is my bullshit. My bullshit is her bullshit. That's the way it works. If you don't like the way they're touched or a little crazy, you say, oh no, I can't deal with this. Now I'm gonna let it go. I just can't. But then you don't go back. You got to make up your mind. But since you don't make up your mind, I'll make it up for you, especially if you're in my life. If you can't deal with my bullshit, which is not much shit, I'm just a business owner, which can be hard. But it ain't that hard and it ain't that scary. But if you feel like you can't deal with it, I'll let you go. I'll fix it for you. That's how I get down. Not everybody is able to do that. Because they be feeling like, oh, I need this person. No, I don't need you. Because I got other friends that can be there and go through this craziness with me over here with my businesses. And be there to congratulate me or say, well, do you think you should be doing that? Or be here to turn up with me. That's what real friendship is about. This is Jacqueline Richard Simmons, JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. Y'all have a wonderful day. Yeah, Charlotte is going to be lit today. It's going to be almost 90 degrees. So, I got to go in here. Y'all know I like to dress some days. So I don't know if I'm putting on a sundress. I might do a sundress and some sandals today. I got to get up in that closet. That's my biggest problem in my life. And I'm going to just be honest with y'all. I don't have too many problems, y'all. But when I do, I have some family problems, but I eliminate them fast and easy. Always. Make sure of it. Certain things I'm just not going to go through for too long. But this closet issue, and I know it may not seem big to some of you guys, but to me, it seems like it's the devil. And that's just the facts. Alexa, what's the notification?
One new notification from Amazon Shopping. Waist beads has arrived.
Oh, damn. All right, guys, I got to go. Package at the door. Yeah. I hope they put it at the right door because they always taking my package all over the place. Oh, my daughter ordered some waist beads. We got to hit the gym again. I stopped going to the gym. Well, it's not that I stopped going to the gym. They stopped letting me be comfortable at the gym. It wasn't clean enough. So I was having allergy attacks when I got there. So I couldn't continue to work out. But I could still do it at home. But then my little friend don't want me to get too small. Want me to have a big booty. Well, he can go find somebody else with a big booty. Because I need to be slim and trim for the summertime. Don't nobody need all that weight with high blood pressure. And I don't need all that. Can't wipe my butt and all that. And I got to be able to fit in my little clothes, my little sundresses that I'm about to go fight in this closet to get. Yeah, I ain't got time for all that. So, I guess once I hit the gym again, we'll be able to wear these waist beads. Just wear your crop tops, and then you have your waist beads on your waist. So, my daughter, she puts me on to everything. But I love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. Y'all stay safe. Remember, that COVID is still out there, y'all. And if y'all not doing the right thing to keep it away from you, y'all gonna keep getting it. So protect yourself. Remember, you can always buy Diamond Way, Miss JJ Diamond, which has a COVID inhibitor in it. Okay? Help you with daily use. You have to use it on a daily basis. I use Diamond Way. I made the blueprint. I use it. I'm his biggest marketer, okay? So I know it works, people. I would never tell y'all a lie because I want longevity. So y'all remember, y'all can always order that. If you're from Charlotte, you're listening, just give me a call. I'll bring it right to you. I love you guys. Y'all take care.